Hey everybody, I wanted to tell you about our new fall series that's going to be starting September 16th. It's called Portraits of Christ. Out of the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verse 31, he says, Jesus' disciples saw him do many other miraculous signs besides the ones recorded in this book. But these are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing in him, you will have life. You see, Matthew wrote his gospel to Jews. Mark wrote his gospel to the Romans. Luke wrote his gospel to Greeks. But John, the apostle, in the year AD 90, he writes to the third generation of the church, which included Jews, Romans, Greeks, and many other people as well. And there's a lot of discussion going on in AD 90 about who Jesus was, the life he lived, the teachings that he gave. And John is the only one left who saw Jesus do all of those things. All of the great apostles have passed on. Paul the apostle to the Gentiles, he's already passed on. Peter, the great apostle to the Jews, he's already passed on. Out of all the apostles, John remains. He's the only one who saw Jesus from the beginning and to the end as he would ascended into heaven and proclaimed he was coming back. So he writes for the church as a whole, and he writes to bring clarity to the discussion and the confusion around Christ. He declares truth to a confused third generation. He writes because he saw with his own eyes, he heard with his own ears, he touched with his own hands. He paints portraits of Christ for a new generation to see. Throughout his gospel, we see these portraits, and we're going to discover them together this fall. Invite a friend and join me each week this fall as we begin Portraits of Christ, starting September 16th. We'll see you there.